Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about making calls and when it's the appropriate time to make that call, and what happens once that call is made and the chain of events that follows. And we're going to respond to a message. We're going to do this because over on the other channel, The Roads with Bo, we did that Q&A recently. And one of the questions in it was asking me when I thought it was appropriate to contact law enforcement. And my basic answer was, if it's a violent situation, if it's a situation where force is something that might be needed. Other than that, it's probably handled a better way. When you dial 911, you're summoning a lethal force. There's probably a better alternative. There aren't a whole lot of situations that are actually helped by the introduction of armed people who are typically ill-trained and don't actually know what's going on. So, I got this message. You said that you thought the only time to dial 911 was if lethal force was justified. Then said every law was backed up by penalty of death. Was backed up by the death penalty. That's stupid. Nobody's getting killed over littering or trespassing. Okay. I said every law is backed up by penalty of death, not the death penalty. Two different things. It's funny because littering is normally one of the examples that I use to explain this concept, littering or jaywalking. We'll use littering. Okay, you litter. Okay, you drop something on the ground. A cop sees you. What's he do? Writes you a ticket, right? What if you don't pay it? If you do not pay that ticket, what happens? There's a chain of dominoes that occurs through the judicial system. But if you don't pay it, eventually there's going to be a warrant for you, right? So at this point, you have done no violent act, right? And they're showing up to throw you in a cage. What if you don't go with them? What happens next? Violence ensues. If you don't want to go with them bad enough, they're going to kill you. Make no mistake about it, there is not a law in this country that is so trivial a cop won't kill you over. Every law is backed up by that. It's an inherent part of it in the U.S. because of how we justify things. Now, nobody is getting killed over littering or trespassing. I don't know where you've been the last few years, but, there's a lot of cell phone footage that would suggest otherwise. I happened to just type in cops kill and trespassing because that was your example. This week, a native man called Border Patrol because he either saw or thought that maybe migrants were trespassing on his property. The details on this really aren't clear yet, but Border Patrol showed up, and by the details that are available, not a whole lot of time passed before they killed him, the person who called. Introducing armed people who don't know what's going on, it's not normally a good idea. There are normally better ways to deal with things. People, and this is especially true of liberals, they like to advocate for law enforcement to de-escalate things. Which, yeah, they should. Absolutely. That's a good idea. But if you're going to call them knowing that they're probably not going to de-escalate it, are you escalating it yourself? The situation with the Border Patrol shooting, I'll follow it because it just seems wild to me. But as far as this concept, it kind of takes it to a whole new level. Not just might you save somebody's life, stop somebody from being killed who didn't need to be killed. The life you save might be your own. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.